Greetings, everybody, and welcome back to Wolfinia. This is episode 301 of my Minecraft survival series, and actually, normally when we begin an episode, I would take you to the site of our work in the previous episode to do a quick review. So let's go ahead and land over here and have a peek at the new outer residential district of Wolfinia. We got some planning done. We got a little bit of building done. Obviously, there's still a lot of work to be done, but that is not work that's going to be done today. No. I got obligations. I got other stuff to do. Chief among those obligations is to make my way back over here to the quarantine district of Wolfinia to continue work on the Reaper. Now, one major thing that needs to be done is we do need a major upgrade to our bamboo farm here, because we need the bamboo to fuel all those furnaces that make up the Reaper, right? And the little tiny bamboo farm we have currently going, well, it's not sufficient. So, in the interest of getting more bamboo, I'm going to do something I typically don't do here within the city. I think we're going to go ahead and make a flying machine bamboo farm. And I typically stay away from these because they've had a tendency to break on me in the past, but I think that's what's going to be needed. Now, as far as its location goes, this is going to be a part of the House of Leaves. In fact, it's going to be right across the way from our other bamboo farm here. Now, because we do have the nether worm right here, this is probably going to have to go up a tiny bit. So what we'll probably do is have stairs leading up and then kind of a raised walkway around our farm, which will be in this area. And I think that kind of works to our benefit anyway, because I would have raised it anyway, because we need to have rails down here for our collection system. So we would want the viewing area to be higher than the farm itself anyway. Now, because we are building a flying machine type farm, I mean, we can make this pretty big and we can make this produce quite a bit of bamboo, because we are going to need quite a bit of fuel for the Reaper system, right? And I don't think there's anything back here that's really stopping us from extending this, well, a pretty decent way. So I think at this point, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and clear out some space. I'm going to go ahead and get all the redstone in for our farm, see if we can get that up and running. At this point, I think what we're going to do is just go ahead and call the drone on over here, put on a little bit of music, and get to work. Welcome back, everybody. At this point, we do have our bamboo farm in, and it is efficient. It is perhaps actually a bit too efficient. So efficient that it's kind of raised some concerns. So how I have this set up currently is that the flying machine takes off and begins its harvest when the minecart passes through here. It hits a detector rail and kind of sends the flying machine off on its way. I was going to do a hopper clock. I actually built one back there a little while ago. I ended up replacing it. I may go back to that system. But as you can see, the harvest goes fine. The bamboo flying machine goes over here, harvests all the bamboo, knocks it all down. Kind of sends it flying all over the place a little bit, but that's fine. We'll get some walls and windows up here to keep everything contained. Everything will have to be contained with this system. But that's not the problem. The problem lies within the minecart itself. Because as you will see, when the minecart returns here, it is completely full, filled to the brim with bamboo, which sounds great in theory, but what that actually means is that we have a ton of bamboo still up here not being collected. So I think a major issue with this, and we're going to troubleshoot this step by step, I think a major issue with this is the speed with which the hopper minecart actually unloads the bamboo. Because after a collection, the hopper minecart makes its way over here. It kind of parks itself right here. I think it probably just set off before we got here, in fact. But does park itself for a not insignificant amount of time. We're going to have to speed that up. So I think we're going to do something similar to what we did with our moss farm and add a hopper minecart collection system in here. Like actual hopper minecart. So when our collection minecart comes in and it parks itself, it will park itself over the hopper minecart, empty its contents into it, and then set off again while the one remaining here unloads its bamboo into our system. That might be worth a try to start with. I don't know that it's actually going to solve our problem, but it's a start. All right, I've been playing with our quick collection system here, and I think, here comes the minecart, I think I finally got it. The hard part is doing the timing so that way once this minecart with hopper drops off all the bamboo, it sets off again immediately and goes to do another collection. And there we go, finally. Okay, so it's off to another collection. We have the bamboo, which will get put into the storage system while that thing is off doing its own thing. I have confirmed, I've been here long enough to have confirmed that this minecart with hopper will empty by the time that one gets back. So this is basically meant to take the load off of our collection minecart. And I think this is probably as good as I'm going to get this system. So we can go ahead and leave this alone for now and make our way back to the farm. All right, we're going to stress test this a little bit. I got our hopper clock reinstalled. And the bamboo is being harvested. We're going to get a bunch of it laid out there for the hopper minecart to collect. I'm actually going to just hang out over here for a little while the hopper minecart is doing its thing, and just see at which point it actually fills up. So, I mean, it looks like, yeah, it makes it basically all the way to the end here before it fills up, which is great. That's what I want to see. However, it's not going to collect anything else on the way back, and there is still some bamboo laying about our farm here not being collected. But with the hopper clock, the minecart should be able to make multiple trips in between harvests. So that might not be an issue. All right, it's time for me to go and actually do some stuff. I've been watching this thing for a while and just like transfixed on it, making sure everything's good here. But it does seem acceptable for now. I don't know, maybe there's a few more things that could be done. But I think what I'm going to do now is start building the structure around this, because we are going to want to contain this thing, as I said. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a corridor coming off this way in the House of Leaves, going up a little bit as we discussed earlier. It's going to continue around this way, around the outside of our bamboo farm here, with a little viewing area right here, so that way we can look down upon our farm as everything's getting harvested. Now, as far as the House of Leaves section of this farm goes, it's only going to go so far, you know? We don't want anybody wandering through there to end up in Wolfen's laboratory, but this is a part of Wolfen's laboratory. We have our Botanical Analysis Division, and this could be a part of the Botanical Analysis Division as well. Because, I mean, its purpose is to power the Reaper, right? And, fun fact, the House of Leaves is actually owned by Wolfen's laboratory, so there's that. But I think at this point, I'm ready to actually get to building. So, let's go ahead and call the drone on over, put on a little bit of music, and get to work. Welcome back, everybody. At this point, we do have a little bit more going on here at the House of Leaves. Yes, we do. Let's go ahead and start over here at our old bamboo farm, which is still up and running, still contributing. I do want to see how much bamboo we have been able to collect since getting our new system, and that is a vast improvement. A vast improvement. We are actually pretty close to being able to power the Reaper now that that's almost filled up. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the new stuff we have here. Of course, we have this corridor, and it seems some bamboo that's getting shot through the walls here, which I guess is something we'll have to deal with. Unless we reroute the hopper minecart, that's a possibility. But we have this area overlooking our bamboo farm, a nice little viewing area so we can see the bamboo getting harvested. I don't know how long it's going to be till our next harvest, but we're going to hang out here for a minute because there's a little bit more to see because, well, as you can see, this is the end of the House of Leaves. However, we do have a secret passage into the quarantine district of Wolfen's Labs, which basically gives us easy access to not only the REAPER system here, but also the Botanical Analysis Division, aka BAD, which handles all of Wolfen's Laboratory's botanical needs. But I think that's about it. Aside from this, you can see that basically the redstone for our secret passage here. Not much to look at, but I mean, there it is. Basically, it keeps the door open for a set amount of time, installs a pathway for us so we can get back and forth fairly easily, closes automatically, makes sure nobody who doesn't need to be here at Wolfen's Labs gets back here at Wolfen's Labs. We have our farm shut off right here in case we ever do need to get down here and do any work down here where the actual farm is. And we have another harvest, another successful harvest. I'm actually feeling pretty good about this thing. I have logged out with the flying machine in motion and not had any issues. Like, it just continues on its path when I log back in. So hopefully everything will be good here. I'll come back in and check on it every now and then, of course, just to make sure we're still good. But I am feeling pretty optimistic about this. Now, something I just realized, I'm sure some of you guys already realized, is that it's pointless for our minecart to go all the way back here, especially when it's full by the time it does. There's actually no point in that whatsoever, because for it to go all the way back through all that, it takes quite a bit of time, and that's valuable collection time we're just wasting. So, what I'm thinking is we could just reroute the minecart a different way. So that way, once it reaches the end, it just continues straight along a path, straight back to the drop-off area, and can start a new collection even sooner. Alright, so now that that's taken care of, we have a full hopper minecart right here. We can go ahead and send this on its way. It will complete that last little section of track. I know I probably could have just tunneled underneath, but I decided not to for some reason. If I need to, we can make it a more direct route. But we do have another harvest going. That should make its way back here soon and collect the remaining bamboo. And I think overall, I am pretty happy with this. I'll keep an eye on it just to make sure we're not missing anything, but I think it should be good. Now, there is one more thing I want to do before we call it for this particular episode. And that is going to be over here right before the REAPER, actually, because we should have a pretty healthy supply of bamboo planks flowing in now. You can see them all making their way over there. We have the bamboo coming in at a really good rate at this point. So what I'm thinking is we might add a little bit of fuel storage to the REAPER here, just so we have less bamboo going to waste ultimately. And I'm thinking I might change up this whole setup right here to add kind of a pre-storage system rather than a post-disposal system. We can have it like a pre-storage system, and once that storage gets filled up, then we can dispose of the excess bamboo here rather than over here, right? But that would give us some storage for all this extra bamboo that we seem to be bringing in at this point, which means I can just store up bamboo blocks to use in building and stuff like that. Now, this shouldn't take too terribly long, so you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and get it done. And that should just about do it. So let's go ahead and have a peek at what we've done here, shall we? Basically, what we've done is we've moved our bamboo crafter to right here. So this will craft up our bamboo blocks from our bamboo. It'll then shoot those bamboo blocks into this hopper line where it'll get funneled down through these chests. Now these chests are not going to hold on to the bamboo. As you can see, they are empty because the bamboo is first going to flow through the REAPER system, and once it gets backed up into the REAPER system, then those chests will start backing up. But for right now, they flow straight through the chest. They actually go down a bit further here. They go down through this hopper line right here to this crafter, which makes our bamboo planks. And that shoots them up into the REAPER system to fuel our furnaces here. Whew, okay, I think that's about all we really need to cover for today. Full disclosure, you might notice we got a lot more cacti flowing in here. I have been working on some other stuff in the background. That's kind of a separate project, and we'll touch on that next episode. But I am overall feeling pretty good about the progress we've made so far. So I think that is a good place to go ahead and call it for this episode. I do hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I hope you'll stick around for the next one. But as always, I just want to thank you for hanging out with me today. I deeply appreciate it. Until next time, I will see you guys later.